Wow! Good evening. Welcome to Barbers Arms. It's Friday night. Is it the 23rd of April 2021? We're out of lockdown 3. Coming up on tonight's show, me and Gaz are going to take you through little bits of news this week, what's happening and the feeling around the industry. Some people are really busy, some people have just dropped off a little bit. So we're going to be talking in mine and Gaz's news bits. Gaz has got some great facts ready for you on our little news bits. Around about 8:10, we've got the BarberEVO news desk. Andrew Brewster and David Foster coming live from the BarberEVO headquarters. They're going to come around about 8:10. 8:15, we've got Callum McDonald from Ruffians, award-winning barber. This is going to be fantastic. Great guy, known him for a long time. Worked, I've seen him come through the ranks there at Ruffians, but he's coming out of central London as well, from Covent Garden, so we're going to find out exactly what's happening in the centre of London. Around about 8:45, we've got Gaz's 51st cocktail coming up on tonight's show. You need to do a book, mate. These are cocktails that are absolutely fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to them tonight. And then around about 8:55, we've got the one and only Danny Robinson from Danny & Co, award-winning barber. Danny's going to come and tell us a little bit about, you know, we're going to get some real truths off Danny tonight. The ups, the downs, the highs and the lows, all coming up on tonight. Barbers Arms, in conjunction with the British Barbers Association and Wahl UK. Without further ado, here we go. 8:01 on the 23rd of April. Please welcome my co-host, the one and only Mr. Gary Machin.
Well, thank you very much, my co-host, Mr. Simon Shaw. Thank you very much for the great introduction. Here we are, as he said, week 51. Last week, we just touching 90,000 views, 89.6 thousand views. We cannot thank you all enough, all around the world, for following us all week. I know you all watch it at different times, so thank you all. We love you. Thanks to Joe all the way from New Jersey, and Mr. Harry the Haircut, if that's his name, we don't know. Thank you for last week's show, absolute legends. It was great. We had feedback off the show. Thank you very much for appearing. As Simon's just said, we've got some great show guests tonight. Just a couple of quick points before we go on. St. George's Day, hence the red top today. Happy St. George's Day to everybody out there. We had the flags out at work, and I know everybody's having a couple or two for St. George today, so happy St. George's Day. It's Shakespeare's birthday, we think. He died on this day all those years ago, and we don't really know when he was born, so we celebrate his birth date on the 23rd of April. And I'd just like, before we go on as well, I know it's everybody knows about this, but from last Saturday after the show, we had the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral as well, so nobody does it better. I'm sure everybody will agree. The pageantry, the feeling, the emotion of the day, absolutely fantastic. So, and Queenie's birthday all the way on in the week as well on Wednesday. So sad times but good times, and we just show ourselves the best we can possibly be. So
Do you know what, Gaz? I'm a royalist. I've got to say, parts of the funeral. I was tormenting you because I was going out on Saturday afternoon for a few beers, and they buggered me around about 11:30 while I waited for one of my pals to pick me up. I had a slight Peroni. I had to send you a quick snapshot, which got to Trevor as well, around about I think it was about 9:30 Trevor's time on an evening, but I had to send you a little snapshot of a Peroni ready to go. But I am a royalist. I've watched some documentaries on him, and he has been the godfather of the royal family. Unbelievable guy, served fantastic in the military. His standards were unbelievable. I think without him, we're going to see big changes, I think, in the royal family. I am a royalist. God save the Queen. God save the King if Charles takes over or William takes over. I love the country. I love where we are. You know, I wasn't emotional, but I was very moved by the funeral. Very moved. You were working though, obviously.
Well, you know, we had it on at work, and I'm exactly the same. You know, I'm a great lover of I'm a great lover of tradition. I think more than anything. I like the the continuity, if you like. I am a royalist. I would say I'd call myself a royalist, but the main thing is, I think I'm so proud when we do anything like that. I'm so proud of our armed forces. Just gets to me, you hear the last post or, Ravelli or anything like that. I'm absolutely putty in your hands, really. But yeah, we served the minute silence at 3 o'clock on Saturday. We had it on the TV and everything, so we all down tools and told all the clients to shut up, and as you do. So yeah, and we've had the flags out today for St. George's Day. So I'm very. Do you know what it is? You almost get lambasted now though for flying. I fly a flag at home, and my lady goes absolutely mad. And somebody even said to me in the street, said, "Are you a bigot? Are you are you into the National Front or something like that?" And I've said, it's unbelievable by just flying a flag what people think, the perception these days. And but you go to America and every house, every job,
everywhere,
their servicemen are allowed to board the plane first.
Exactly. The real hierarchy there. Do you know what? When I got to Wahl HQ in Sterling, Illinois, I was amazed the first time I went there in probably 2000 or 2001. And I was amazed by every house that had American flag up. And you're right, just putting a Union Jack up on a St. George's flag. I love it. We kind of do it when it's football times, which we've got the Euros coming up. But I'm very patriotic. So people out there, if you're patriotic, let us know. Now, the new feature here on Barbers Arms, which you're going to see popping up at the minute, me and Gaz, we've got 72 students booked on 2 sessions. I went down there on Wednesday, kind of like worked with our cleaning department to get the academy sorted out. And then we got set up. But there's just me and the academy on my own with screens. But it was great to do it from the HQ, getting up at like 6:30 and going into work at 7 and leaving at 5:30, and it just felt fantastic. I missed it so much. I took a photograph of the chair that's got my name on it, and I'm back home. It's just been amazing. I know you guys have all done that, and you've done it like 3 times coming out of lockdown. But this week really hit home that I feel very positive. If we do the right things, this country's on the right track with vaccinations, that we are getting to a point where I think if we close the country down, forget holidays this year, if we close the country down, we don't let anybody in, we don't let anybody out, I think that we could be in a real strong position to not go into another lockdown. That's my views. Really enjoyed it this week. Don't forget to follow us on our Insta pages as well before we go to the news desk, which is on my Instagram. It's Simon Shaw Wahl. Gaz is the British Barber. And then Barbers_Arms. That is our Instagram account. On our website, it's the barbersarms.co.uk. And then on our email account, if you want to email us, it is barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. So those are all our social media sites. We're very shortly going to come up to our BarberEVO news desk coming right up, which has been a new feature for the last 2 weeks. I love this, guys. I'd like to find out what's happening about the world. You've been really busy this week, so I'm sure you tune in like everybody else to see what's happening around the globe.
Well, that's it. And remember, everybody who's out there, Johnny King, Vagabonds, Carl Foster, all the guys that usually listen and watch us live, which, you guys who are live, don't forget, get your questions. And we've got question time at the end. Anything you want to ask us, big or small, we'll do our best to get that in as well, because we really want to interact with you guys live as well. So that would be great.
Congratulations to Jamal as well from Vagabonds. I saw the birth of his new baby. So congratulations, pal. Well done. I know you watch this every week. So congratulations, mate. All the best. And I think we have actually got some royalty in watching us tonight. We've got our general manager, Mr. Tony Hewitt, and the managing director of Wahl UK, Mr. David Goodman, watching us tonight as well. So on your best behaviour, please. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, gentlemen. Thank you for
Cheers.
watching. What are you drinking, by the way, tonight?
Oh, I'm on liquid Valium.
Oh, Desperado. You're a glutton for punishment, you are. I'm on the Old Faithful in my lovely Barbers Arms glass that we were kindly sent. I'm on Newcastle Brown Ale, Nuki Brown tonight. So good health, everybody.
I was trying to explain to Trevor driving down to Kent about Newcastle Brown. It's what it do. It looks really heavy. I said it's a bit like a beer and treacle put together. So there you go. Here we go. Let's move over to our news desk. Let's see what's happening over in the world of BarberEVO and the Barbers Arms news desk. Here we go.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here again. This is, of course, the BarberEVO news desk. Still a relatively new addition to the Barbers Arms. Delighted to be able to participate. Now, BarberEVO news desk always brings you the latest news from around the barbering world. Make sure you check in on BarberEVO.com to keep up to date. A couple of pretty interesting bits of news to bring you this week. First of all, of course, today has been a fantastic day for our friends over in Northern Ireland. Of course, getting back to doing what they do best. It has been a really long time, 119 days in fact, since they were last able to open their shops. Of course, that was Boxing Day. It feels like an eternity. I'm sure that everybody will be absolutely jam-packed. The booking systems will be almost crashing, but here's to a successful day, a successful weekend, and a very successful comeback for everybody in Northern Ireland. Moving on from that, of course, there have been some great bits of news that have come out on the back of the reopenings in England, which was only last week. Now, of course, one of the bits of news, which I think really sort of cements the true value of barbers, was from a chap called David Cardozo, who has Billions Barbershop, which is based in Great Yarmouth. David actually found a good luck card had been posted through the letterbox, and inside was £60, a very nice good luck message, and it was sent from someone anonymously. So it's good to hear that there are good sort of positive messages out there, and again it reaffirms just how important barbers are to everybody throughout the UK. So that was a nice bit of news. Check that out on BarberEVO.com. A little bit closer to home for myself, of course, up in Scotland. Quite a funny one as well, actually. The team from Sovereign Barbershop in Aberdeen, up in Aberdeen, they of course have been back to work for several weeks now, and actually they've given the entire team, we're led to believe, this coming Monday, the 26th of April, as a day off. They basically said, they're not going to take any bookings, they're not going to open up the shop. Now, you might think that's a bit strange given the fact that, they're not long back to work and obviously working through their clients and everybody who wants to get back in the chair. But actually the reason for it is a fantastic one. I'm sure it will ring true with everybody watching the Barbers Arms with Gaz and Simon, and that is because on Monday the pubs open up in Scotland again. So fair play to the team at the Sovereign Barbershop there in Aberdeen for recognising such a momentous moment, and hopefully they enjoy a pint or something soft or whatever tickles their fancy, so to speak. So good luck to them. That's a great bit of news. Moving slightly further afield, vaccinations, it's the talk of the town. Obviously there's been so much in the news, literally on the hour every hour, about vaccinations, about the UK, about America, etc. Now, we all know that barbershops do really well when they have additional services, be it perhaps a shampoo pre-cut, like a pre-cut wash, things like shaving or beard lineups, etc. But have you ever thought of a barbershop being somewhere where you can actually get a COVID vaccination? Well, look no further. G's Clippers, which is actually a fantastic looking barbershop, totally different really has that kind of American sports feel to it. Based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they have actually teamed up with their next door neighbour, which happens to be a massive hotel, and they're actually offering COVID vaccinations on site within the barbershop, which is just fantastic. It really takes or puts a whole new meaning to the term additional barbershop services, which of course we often write about in BarberEVO. So that is pretty much a kind of roundup of the news this past week. I think everybody's just been hard at it, getting back to work, getting back to basics. Do keep your eyes peeled for the next BarberEVO UK and Ireland edition, which is actually just being worked on as we speak, just about to go on the printing press, and we're super excited to get that out. That will be out early May. It's issue number 26, which is just crazy to think. So keep your eyes peeled on barberevo.com for that. And of course, lastly, it would be remiss of me not to mention or even speculate as to where my usual partner in crime is at the moment. Of course, Andrew Brewster would normally join me on the BarberEVO news desk. A lot of internet speculation, a lot of chat out there on the forums, and I mean, my own take on it is, I think with the restrictions on travel, etc., just starting to ease off, I think it's potentially the case that he's actually over in Turkey getting that hair transplant at long last. So if he does make it back next week on the news desk, make sure to check out if he's wearing a hat or not. Either that or, you know, this new following that he's got has gone to his head. We will see. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the Barbers Arms. Some really fantastic guests lined up this evening. And keep it at barberevo.com for all your barbering news. All the best. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you.
Another great news desk from David. I think he must have gone AWOL, Andrew, this week. Do you think he's finally gone for that hair transplant or something, or what?
Well, either that or agenda change. I don't know. We'll have to tune in next week to see what's happening with the Evo boys. But thank you very much, BarberEVO, for your news desk. Gary, I know we're going to talk about this afterwards. Let's get the guests in a minute. They're pulling up in the car park, our first guest. But one of the things I want to speak to everybody about tonight is that it's been an amazing, like, 2 weeks. We've been open 2 weeks, and we all expected that. But I think there's been a lull today and yesterday and tomorrow. Barbers are telling me it's just started to quieten down. What's it been like at Rogers?
We're still busy. We've been really busy. I mean, last week we broke all records going for us. You know, we averaged 800 and something clients per shop last location last week. This week till Wednesday, Thursday, still exactly the same. Today, I would say, is the most normal day that we've had out of the last 2 weeks. We're still fully booked tomorrow. I think we've got 2 or 3 slots at where I am tomorrow. But the guys, and you got to remember as well, even if you haven't got pre-booked in, we're quite, guys are quite spur of the moment. So they almost sit outside, book themselves in, and, you know, within the next 5 minutes. So any slots that we will have tomorrow, I'll be filled. But I think now we've got to expect, you know, a little lull now. I'm not saying it's going to fall off a cliff like it did before, but I think it's definitely going to quieten off a little bit, but we'll be back to normal. I just hope that we get some form of normality, as in trade-wise, to just follow this enormous bang to getting back, really. The lads have had no days off. You know, we've worked through lunches, we've stayed over. Hopefully now we can get a little bit back to normal and start getting back to what we usually do, which is a great service, but not under pressure as well. I know you're back at work, it feels great, and we're back at work. But if it carried on like that, how it's been the last 2 weeks, I don't think I'd cope, to be honest. I couldn't carry on like that for the rest.
I dropped in an old mate today when I got back into Barnsley about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and he said my back was hurting on the first Monday.
Oh.
That's not a good sign. He says, I've worked through the pain barrier. He said, I've been taking paracetamols. You know, he's the same age as you. He's about 65. So he said he was struggling a little bit with his back. But I think, you know, let's see what, look, some of our top fans that watches every week, you know, Ross Carter up in Scotland, Steve Bean, Cheryl McCann, you know, Alison Russo-Brown, you guys have all been back, you know, the last couple of weeks. Let's get into the question time at the end here. Let's see how you're feeling, and is your business still the same, or is it just dropped off a little bit? Let's just get a feeling around what's happening. We're going to coming up though, Gary. We're going to find out exactly what's happening in the centre of London from Covent Garden. We've got Callum McDonald just getting into the car park, so I'm really excited. Not only about interviewing him with the questions, but my first stuff I want to speak to him about is exactly what's happening in the centre of London. I'm in London next week. I'm at Mark Woolley's place at the Electric Space. The new building has got 5 floors with salon, photographic studio, VIP club, all of that. So I'm really looking forward to that, as well as going to have a look at the new Amazon salon as well. So here we go. I think we've got a knock on his door. Gary, do you want to do the introductions, or do you want me to do them?
Yeah, we've got Mr. Callum McDonald from Ruffians in Covent Garden coming into coming into the arms tonight. Are you there, Mr. McDonald?
Well, I see a backdrop. He's connecting to his audio.
I think that's on the floor. Or is he on the floor?
Callum, are you there?
He's there.
Here we go, Callum. Are you there, Callum? Callum, if you can sit down, Callum, and get into a position where you can talk to us. Can you see us? Looks like he's still at work. Callum,
can you hear me?
There?
I am here, but can you see my pub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically, so I was going to try and use my laptop, and I'm not having technical difficulties, so I'm sat outside the actual pub. So hopefully it's all right. Can you hear me?
Can you go
okay?
sideways with your camera? Can you turn your camera sideways? Well, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So, Callum, tell us where we are right there. Tell all the audience where you are.
We are in my old stomping ground, Shoreditch. So Ruffians, Shoreditch. So this is the Bricklayers pub, which is my old home. So obviously I'm over in Covent Garden now, and but I'm still coming back to see the boys for a little beer ski, and thank you for having me on today.
Well, just to let all our thousands of audiences know, this is Callum McDonald, award-winning barber from Ruffians, started his career there in the Shoreditch shop. He's now working in the Covent Garden shop. My first question to you, Callum, is how is it in Covent Garden? What's happening?
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I'm so lucky because a lot of my my clients from Shoreditch just follow me over anyway. So from that point of view, it still kind of feels the same, but obviously taking on more responsibility, doing a manager role now. But it's great fun. Like honestly, the central London's back. There's like chairs and people drinking outside, so there's a vibe. And I think everyone's just happy to be out of lockdown and sort of just having back and seeing us all. And, you know, it's just been great. It's been so much fun. And it's just been flat out. I bet everyone else has been the same. But for us, it's just been non-stop. So, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm so happy to be back.
So, Callum, when you've gone back into work a week last Monday, the same as all of us in England, what's footfall been like in the centre of London? Is it back to normal, or what the numbers
I would say it's back to normal, but obviously we're still waiting on the tourists. So obviously Covent Garden, a lot of it is sort of people travelling over and stuff like that. But the actual footfall through the shop, and like in our shop, we just set up a new barista coffee machine. So we're getting people pop in, grabbing a coffee, having a little walk around. I think once like the other shops and restaurants open a bit more, I think everyone's trying, right? So they're doing things outside and they're trying to make it work. And it's busy, but it's not still probably 30% off what it would normally be. So I'm excited for when it really starts popping off and it goes like it normally does. But yeah, the shop is rammed. So from that point of view, we're back and we're loving it. How's it been for you guys?
Well, Gary's had a ball. He's obviously been back 3 times in lockdown. He went back on the 4th of July, he went back on the 2nd of November, and he went back on the 12th of April. Obviously for me, Cal, as you know, working for Wahl, it's been a little bit different in my position because obviously I've not been able to travel. I can't wait to get into London. I think I'm going into London next week. I can't, and I'm probably going to come over and see you in Covent Garden. But I can't wait to come out and see.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Just seeing the vibe behind you is unbelievable. Gary, if you've been to a Ruffians shop,
so this is the vibes. So this is the vibe. These are the boys out here, just finished work. And yeah, I mean, it's Shoreditch, right? So it's always a little bit, something's going on. Covent Garden's the same. So yeah, come down to London, have a few beers, see what I've done to the shop. It's had a little bit of a makeover. So in my lockdown number 3, we've been doing a lot of DIY, making the shop look fresh and making it brand new, basically, leveling it up.
It's amazing, Gary. These guys, Ruffians, they've won the Wahl British Barber Shop of the Year twice, and they've been nominated nearly every year as well, because the way that they do their kind of business is an experience. It's not just about an haircut.
No,
it's
exactly that.
A little bit different. It's an experience. Callum, can we take our audience into the shop? Can we just get a little zoom around the shop?
Of course. So obviously this is my old shop.
This is live, guys.
This is live. Obviously, so I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. So this is the shop. But then so you're getting a bit of an idea. But Covent Garden, I should have really stayed there and done it there, so you can have a look at my new shop, because it's the flagship store, as you know, because you've been there, right? But it's a lot bigger. But you know, the guys have literally just finished cutting, so it's, you know, and everyone sticks around. The vibe's great, like, so yes, we're having a ball. We're just happy to be back.
Callum, can you just go back? Can you just go back in? Just stand where reception is, and just look back into the shop, just so we can have a look at just a little bit slower.
Sorry, was that too quick? Yeah. Sorry, that's my videoing skills. Sorry, brother. So this is, I'm now walking through the front door, so you can kind of see.
That's cool. Just do it from your reception desk, looking into the back of the shop.
There you go.
That's perfect. How many barbers are working at the Shoreditch location?
So we have 9 barbers, generally all at each store, but at the moment it's obviously one of those where you probably have, I would say, maybe a couple of days where you have a couple of people off, but generally we're all fully booked, and there's about 9 of us in each store. So, and then we generally have front of house as well. So as Simon was saying, it's all about the experience. So we have front of house to either make a coffee, keep the client company, have a bit of a chat if they're sitting outside. So offer beers, cold drinks, the sort of the whole full experience. Yeah. So in all, like my shop, we've got 10 chairs, but at the moment I've got 9 barbers. So yeah.
Do you know, Gary, as well, I've watched this kid grow up while we've been working with Ruffians, and they've been nominated for different awards. And I work with Andrew, the principal director there at Ruffians, and Wahl work very closely with these guys. Carl's very persistent, and he's very, he never leaves. He'll always remind me that he's there. And I love that, Carl, about you. And I've got to say,
I appreciate that, man.
All these thousands of people that will watch this week. Carl, you know, you're a great guy. You've done really well in the industry so far.
Oh,
my first question to you, though, Callum, is what's been the light bulb moment for you? When did your career really, like, hang on a minute, I'm not just a barber in London.
Yeah. So
myself here. What's the light bulb moment?
It was the light bulb moment was probably my first week working for Ruffians. Obviously, you've been there from the start, so I appreciate that, and I think you're a great guy too, so I appreciate the love. But my light bulb moment was the first week I was working here, House 99 rented the store out, so David Beckham's brand, and we basically had to take all our products down, make it look like it was House 99, and then we went to the after party, and it was like Nick Grimshaw and you name it, they were there, and David Beckham, I was like, okay, maybe this is like, you know, and when I first ever came into Ruffians for a trim, it's the best trim I ever had. The experience was amazing. I was like, I'm 30 this year, and I was hoping to be working for Ruffians by the time I'm 30. So the fact that I'm now managing a store for the company at like turning 30 this year is like a dream come true. So that was probably my light bulb moment when the House 99 thing happened. So, but yeah.
So I know it's pretty lively there, Callum, and it's great.
If it's too loud, let me know, and I'll walk further away.
No, it's cool.
Well, we like the vibe. We like the London vibe.
Oh, good.
So what's on the cards for Callum McDonald at the moment? How are you going to take? Where do you see yourself in? I know this is you know, a funny question people ask.
Yeah.
What's next on the cards for you? What do you want to achieve? What's next on the list, bucket list?
So my next thing is obviously now I'm managing the team, so I want to take everyone to new heights. I want to sort of do. We're doing external education. So my good friend Maxwell, he's working on that, and just want to really support and give. I've been so lucky, right? So in my experience so far of Ruffians, it's been like in a greenhouse. So I've had Richard Tucker, who went up for the Wahl Barber of the Year as my like mentor, train me up. And if I can give back to the industry, that's all I'm about now. So obviously I've been lucky enough to win Creative Head Awards. I've got nominated for a couple of like creative artists and stuff for HJ Awards and things like that. But I love doing the photo shoots. I love doing anything really. Like I'm just about everything. So if I can just give back, train some new people out that want to get to the industry that are eager. Something that I really like to do in the future is actually do something with people that either underprivileged, that can't afford education, or to go into like prisons and sort of re-qualify people so when they come out they've got some skills and things like that. That would be great. But for Ruffians, I'm just sort of focusing on more maybe like the stuff like marketing and sales, and just getting my feet under the desk with learning how to manage, because I've done management stuff before, but in a barbershop, as you boys know, it's a completely different ball game. So, and it's a new team. So
you know what, Gaz?
I've been at Shoreditch the whole time.
Gaz, I'm listening to him here as well. This is what Ruffians is about. This guy's not a presenter. And when we had Andrew on as well, and if I spoke to Tommy or if I spoke to Rick, any of the guys at Ruffians, look how fantastic they speak, and look how fantastic they come across with their brand as well. So, Carl, quick tongue-in-cheek question though. What's your favourite Wahl product that you use?
My favourite Wahl product.
To
be fair, my magic clips. So I know that's everyone says that, right? And it's probably one of those which you're sick and tired of hearing. We did an aqua blade thing for you guys not too long ago, and I always with the last lockdown, you were there, you saw it, you made it great actually, great fun. And so with the lockdown just gone, that's what I've been recommending to all my clients which have been desperate for a trim. But realistically, the magic clips are always going to be the star of the show. I think everyone just loves them, don't they? Like it's a no-brainer. For me.
Do you know what, guys, as well? I don't know about your salons, Gary, up at Rogers, but one of the things I've been seeing students today is the magic clips have got a crunch blade. They're specifically designed to crunch out your lines on your fades. I go into so many barbers though, and they're misusing them. They're using them with number 4 or clip over comb. The magic clip is to be used for crunching out your fades. That's what those clippers are designed to do. So you should only really use them on their own with 0.5, 1 or 1.5 guards. You know, the finer detailing to make sure your blending is really good.
The anniversary clippers now. The
so
I've got the collection, so I'm lucky enough to have the collection. But the anniversary. Oh, sorry, mate. Am I back?
You're back, I think. Yeah, we can see you.
I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying I've got the collection, so I'm lucky enough. So with regards to like obviously the magic clips, it's got a fade blade on it, as you were saying. The seniors have got more of like the bolt, and then you know the other thing that was absolutely sexy, which I loved, was the ones you brought out, the anniversary ones. They were next level as well. But you know, just because when I'm in the shop doing cut after cut, the magics just always deliver. So those are the ones which have to be my hands down favourite. And the new detailers actually, the cornice detailers. I don't use any other. I used to have like.
It's like a promotion for Wahl tonight. I love it.
There you go.
Do you know what, Callum? Your check is in the post, and he's got his And Andy's got his MD watching tonight as well. I
There
can't believe it.
No, and I promise I haven't been paid for this. But yeah, no, like hands down, I don't use anything else other than wool. The other thing that I've got in my locker, which I love, which has actually been discontinued, you don't make it anymore, is it was an old school like brown detailer, which I use for like afro stuff, so it's super soft. So that's my other one, which I love. But yeah, the new detailer, sharp as anything.
So, Callum, as we're moving towards, because Gaz has got some, he's got, what's the quiz show, Gary? It's going to be the...
Rant Rave.
Rant or Rave's coming up to you in a minute, Callum.
Rant or Rave.
We're going to give you a subject to talk about. For 2 minutes, you're going to rant or rave about it. Before we do that, Callum, what is your ultimate goal in this industry? What would you really want to achieve in this industry?
I mean, I've already achieved it. I know that sounds really corny, but as I say, like anything from this day on is a plus. Like I would love to take the industry to the next level. I'd love to find more people which are passionate about it. Everyone that's watching, like they're obviously interested in taking it to the next step. I do think like applying for awards and doing those things are great for testing yourself. Like, and it really doesn't matter if you win or lose. The stuff you learn from doing it. So maybe pushing myself. Maybe I'd like to win some sort of like men's vision award or something like that, or men's hair. But I want to basically take on the hairdressing world. I want to show that you know, we're not messing about. We know what we're doing, and we can actually deliver some top quality, high level trims, but still have fun in a barbershop environment. That's what I would like to see the industry grow to. So that, I don't know, like I've already achieved my goal. Getting to do this with you boys. And each day, each week, whatever comes up, I just love it. So I'm always happy.
Do you know what, Callum? I think that's great answer, because from a barbering point of view, you know, myself and Simon's been in it a lot longer than me because he's a lot older. But I think you know, we've always been classed as the poor cousin almost in hairdressing.
Yeah.
And I think people like yourself and winning awards, working for companies, it's pushing the boundaries all the way, you know, and we're giving them a run for the money now, and it's almost sexy to be a barber again. So, you know, salute you. Just quickly before we go, and before we get on to that parade, from a Ruffians point of view, anybody who's out there, I know you've got numerous locations. We've had Andrew on the show. He was a great guest. What's one thing or two things that you could give me about working for Ruffians that you could actually say make a difference?
That I could make a difference with for Ruffians.
What the difference for working for Ruffians is?
I think, well, let me just show you. This will answer it for you. It's a family. We love each other. We're here and we hang out. We do social stuff. It's not just, we don't come in, get the paycheck, chip. Everyone supports each other, and it's a family. So that's why I'm not going anywhere. Ruffians will always be my number one spot. Like I appreciate that there's loads of other barbershops which are great, and I'm not dissing them, but you know, if you want to feel included and you want to be part of something amazing, come to Ruffians.
Right.
Is that a Ruffians beer drinking?
This is actually a meantime beer, so this is just a cheeky one that I quite like. But yeah, normally we've got Ruffians beers as well. So we're doing all our own products and stuff like that.
You know, when I come to Ruffians, I like a cheeky Ruffians beer or two or three while I'm sat waiting to talk.
Oh yeah.
Guys.
Right, Callum, we're going to get you on to rant or rave. I'm sure you've seen it on the show before. We're going to give you 2 minutes. Production, can you run that reel? Spin that reel, please. We're going to give you 2 minutes on a particular subject, and you can rant or rave over it. So as soon as we get the answer to what we're going to give you, we're going to give it you. Each call tonight's subject is the London Tube. So you got 2 minutes to rant or rave.
The London Tube. Oh, you know what? I was going to rave. Whatever you were going to say, I was going to rave about it. But the one thing I will my hell was if I was on the tube when it's busy, like with a jumper and coat on and you can't move, that's like, for me, and like a never-ending stairs, like constantly going up the escalators, people budging into each other. I mean, it's not ideal, but the good thing about my situation now is actually now I'm in Covent Garden, I don't have to take the underground. Whereas before I was on the Northern Line the whole way. So, and you always miss your stop, you have to get off, and like I say, everyone's a bit grumpy. It's not like when you go to other countries where you're like, all right, mate, have a little smile, or everyone's got their music in. But the good thing I'm going to rave about it is the dogs. Everyone's been getting dogs in lockdown. So this is what I absolutely love about the tube. So I'm going to flip it on its head, is I'm seeing a lot more dogs on the tube. So I hate the actual journey of it and people being moody, but the dogs, thumbs up.
Fantastic.
I don't know if that's 2 minutes.
Callum, well done, mate. Very good. We're going to finish off with some
Thank you.
quick fire
Really
questions.
appreciate you having me on.
Well, we'll just hang on. We're just going to finish off some quick fire questions.
No stress.
Guys, if you're watching this tonight, if you're watching it tomorrow morning, we have lots of people watching it throughout the week at different times. You've all got your set times to watch Barbers Arms. Thank you to the 90-odd thousand that's watched it last week. But Callum, we're going to finish off some fire questions, which is, here we go. What's your favourite food?
My favourite food at the moment, because I've actually gone vegan / pesky, but I would say Thai. So Thai food, but lasagna really, vegetarian lasagna actually.
What's your favourite music?
Reggae. Easy.
What's your favourite destination? Where do you love to be? What's the favourite destination you love to be at?
New Zealand. So I lived in New Zealand for a little bit, and I love the vibe down there. I've still got my little necklace, New Zealand repping that. So New Zealand is a great spot. So that's probably my favourite place to be. Or Langkawi. If anyone's been to Malaysia, Langkawi is the spot.
There you go, Trevor, New Zealand. That'll upset our production team. Drinks. What's your favourite drink?
Dark and stormy.
We've done one of that.
Obviously, cider, beer, Guinness. As long as Guinness is coming from the tap. And then from a tin, Red Stripe.
Okay. Who would you be your ideal dinner date? You don't have to be a female, but who would you just like to have one night with, where you could chat and talk and find out everything?
One night with? Dead or alive? If it's alive, Rihanna. If dead, probably Bob Marley, or I don't know, you boys. Let's go for a curry sometime when you're down.
Well, we'll do that anyway next week, Carl. I'll come and have a beer with you. But we've got Callum McDonald, the award-winning barber from Ruffians. He's having his favourite meal, which is a Thai. He's listening to some reggae music. He's doing all of this. His favourite destination, New Zealand. He's listening. His drink is a dark and stormy. And he's doing all this with the amazing Rihanna. Callum McDonald from Ruffians. Thank you for being on Barbers Arms. It's an amazing guest. Carl, you know what I think about you, mate. I'll speak to you later, but I'll see you next week. Callum McDonald.
Big love. Big love. Appreciate it. Speak soon. Take care.
See you later, Callum. Bye-bye. What a nice fella.
You know what, Kaz? This is Barbers Arms. We've gone live to London, to Shoreditch tonight. I love it. That's just what it's all about. It's just like...
We should have been there tonight, shouldn't we? That should have been our outside broadcast tonight.
Desperate to be there. Shouldn't have come back up. I should not have come back up north. I should have gone over from Kent, straight over to London and done it live from Shoreditch. Trevor, ideas there for the production team. We need to be in London probably next Friday to do the next show. Coming up next Friday as well, Gary, before we introduce our next guest, we've got Ivan Zoot, from the USA. And we've got Kevin Vorley from here in the UK. They're going to be joining us next week on Barbers Arms. So great guests again, all lined up for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Ivan's a massive name in the USA. And Kevin is a great, massive name here in the UK. We're looking really forward to having those guys on next week. Guys, before we go on to your cocktail time as well, we have to mention our expo, which is coming up in July.
June.
June. I was so amazed by the June the 6th. Yeah. I was so amazed by some of the stands and exhibitors that's going to be there. The Fellowship, Wahl, Mataki, the BBA, you know, we've got Ken Men, we've got Homage, Buxy. We've got some amazing people that's going to be at this first exhibition, which is virtual. And I think it's the right thing to do. You know, I think, you know, at the minute we're not doing these live shows. And I think I just can't wait to do this. And you can sign up on the BBA, on the Barbers Arms website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk. You could sign up now, free of charge, ready for our expo on the 6th of June. Some of the names we've just mentioned there, Wahl, Buxy, the Fellowship, and they've got some massive names coming up on that show as well. So just
do you know,
a few.
Do you know what, though? It's not just about the brands, it's about the education that comes with it as well. I mean, we've got great names on the education that are following and working for these great brands at the same time. You know, just even talking about the Wahl team, the BBA team, that's enough on its own. But we've got all these added extras that everybody's going to be able to access free of charge completely. If anybody did the 24-hour education event that we did and the BBA and Wahl event, if you're already signed up for those, you're already there. But if you had a little taste of that, this is going to be something even extra special, because there'll be show deals on, you'll able to buy product, they'll access education. It's going to be absolutely fantastic show as well. I think it's that time, Mr.
Which
Shaw.
one? It's the cocktail time. 51st cocktail. Gary, I have got to say, I've spoken to some publishers this week. I've got them to tune into the show. I've seen how fantastic you made the cocktails, and there's a deal waiting for you ready for Gaz's cocktails from the Barbers Arms. It's going to be in the post in the next few weeks. But here we go with the 51st cocktail of our shows. Just after this, coming up, we've got Danny Robinson from Danny & Co. coming right up after Gary's cocktail. Gary, take it away.
Thank you very much, mate. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our 51st cocktail, and what it is a special one today. Hence the red top. You know, we're flying the flag today for St. George, so we're having a cocktail today that will actually show what we're talking about. And what we're after is a Flaming Dragon's Blood cocktail. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our shaker as usual. I've got my usual ice that we're going to shake with, so we'll put that in there to start off with. Then we've got two parts to this, and the barmaid made this up, you know, for me earlier. We've got raspberries, thyme, sugar, and water. So frozen raspberries or fresh raspberries, and they've been reduced. Then they've been squeezed, then they've been put through the colander, and then they put through muslin. And we've got a syrup there. We've got a tablespoon of sugar, we've got a little bit of water and some thyme in there. So there's our syrup, our raspberry syrup. And then the main ingredients. So tonight we're going to be using some white rum. We're using blonde rum tonight because I quite like this. You can use whatever you want. But we're having our usual jigger. So if you can all see that, we've got our single and then we've got a double. We're making, so it's usually about 1 3/4. So not quite a full one. That goes straight in there. Then we're going to have 1 jigger of, or 1 measure, if you like, of our raspberry. We're going to drop that in there. Going to put a little bit more in there because I like it. So we put that in there. So we got our jigger there. Then we've got our lemon, which is 1 as again, freshly squeezed. It's gone straight in. So we put that in our jigger. It's again, you can see it's just 1. I did that to just clean that out. And then when we're going to do is we've got our ice. We've got a few little bits and bobs as well on top. So we've got some luster. You can see that. We're going to put that in the top of it as well. But first of all, we're going to shake this up. Put it on. Got the ice in there, so all you're doing there with the ice is cooling the ingredients. We had everything in the fridge already. So just pop that on there. We've got our glass. So just as we put this in, you can see why it's called dragon's blood. Now, if you want to, you can actually, we're going to put our pinch of luster in there as well. You can put this in the shaker as well, so it goes through the whole mixture, but it actually sits on top as well. So you just, the luster in the glass, so you can actually see that. And now to actually start, we just, let me just get our spoon. The barmaid will be having a sack there because she didn't set me up with a spoon. But we're just going to on the back of the spoon, we're just going to tip a little bit of the white rum on the top of there. And we can, and you can actually see, I don't know if you can see that on there, but it's actually flaming as well. Just blow that out because I'm not going to burn my lip on it either. So to St. George's Day, our flaming dragon's blood cocktail. Best to all of you. I should have sent you this one. This is yours to drink. This is your kind of drink. This is. It's really a daiquiri, but we've just had a little bit. So good health, all the very best.
Very nice. In one. Obviously.
Oh. Did you see me tentatively just get to the lip of the glass just in case my lip stuck to it because it was hot, but no, we didn't. I didn't leave it long enough anyway.
Do you know what? I've had a lot of people saying to me, you and Gaz don't take any shots anymore. I know, because it's hard work. You've got to do this presenting and stuff like that. It's not trying to make it too slick, but I can feel the shot coming on. I can feel the shot coming on.
Come on.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Have you got anything there ready or what?
No, I can't do shots, Gary. I can't do them. It's
such a girl.
Film me. We've got our next guest just arriving into the car park, so shots for me would be out of it. You're a professional, you can do it really well.
To my first client in the morning at 8 o'clock, I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that. I've just been thinking there, just while we were just being in central London there, this is fantastic for all our viewers that's watching tonight, but also for people that's going to watch in the week as well. Getting that from central London, fantastic. Carl's a great guy, great barber, works for a great company, and I think, you know, for me, it was a great interview there. Loved, and it just makes me want to be in central London. It really does. I really miss that city. It's the best city in the world. Sorry for anybody who's watching from around the world, but I have to say that London is the best city in the world. I love it.
I think we've got our next guest knocking, actually, Simon. Knock, knock. Danny's ready.
Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Danny and Co. Award-winning barber, great guy. I've worked with this guy a few times as well on his videography and worked with him on stage as well. He's been a past entry into the Barber of the Year for Wahl. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Oldham, Mr. Danny Robinson.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you.
How are you, Danny? You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well. Are you? Thank you.
You're very good, mate. What are you drinking tonight?
Do you know what? I've got the old favourites, Peroni. So yeah,
oh.
there we are. Yeah, the bronies. Italian
Do
classic.
you know what? Every time I go into a club now, I think of, you know, when that night we went out in Manchester and you took us to, I don't know where it was.
No comment on that, yeah.
But there was only us. There was me, you, I think Jake, my son, was with us, Simon, and you said, I'm going to take you this banging place. And there was us, the barmaid.
I couldn't get anywhere because I didn't have any ID with me, passports or driving license. And Danny's like, you'll be all right, you with me. But no, it didn't work that day.
We didn't get let in anywhere. Took one look at me and we're like, not tonight, boys.
Well,
Exactly.
it's great to have you on the show, mate. It's nice to be back. We're really great to have you on the show. We tried getting you on a few times, but we finally made it now anyway. So what's this last fortnight been like for you?
It's been good. It's been good. You know, I'm very, very blessed with everything to do with the shops. We're quite an established brand in the area. I'm lucky the shop here is in the background. That's my upper mill shop. And yeah, it's been booming. It's been absolutely booming to the point where, you know, everything else your personal life, what you want to do after work goes straight out the window. You know, you're working till 9, 10, 11. And then you're just coming home, grabbing something to eat and getting in bed, and it's like Groundhog Day. But do you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, we've been sat around for 3 months twiddling our thumbs. And yeah, it's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just massive thank you to all the customers who come through the doors.
So, Danny, we want to take you through a little bit of a journey with some of the questions that we want to ask you as well. But, you know, one of the first questions I want to ask you is, you know, what was your upbringing like in Manchester, in the Oldham area? How did you become a barber, and what was it like growing up? You know, was it easy to move into the career that you've become, or was it hard?
Yeah, so I come from quite a humble background. So my mum had me on her own. I don't know my dad. He abandoned me as a child. And I always had a really deep passion to want to succeed from early childhood. And my mum said I was just absolutely nuts as a child, you know, jumping off the settee, and I was obsessed with films and watching movies all the time. So she put me into acting from a very young age. I think I went to drama school from about 8 or 9. I got my very first TV part when I was about 10 in something called Walk and Well on ITV. And I just loved it. I just love performing. You know, even to this day, I'm mid-30s now and I'm still a balloon and perform. And, you know, from there, I left school, and everyone went to the same college in Oldham, and I didn't. I went to a drama school in Manchester, and I've got a very unique look. It was a bit of a chavvy look. You know, I've still not dropped that to this day. And I picked up a really, really good agent straight away. They was watching at the back of the classes. They snuck in, which none of us knew. And I got snapped up by Lime Agency, which represented all the top actors. There was Lenny James, James McAvoy. They represented some fantastic talent who are now Hollywood stars. And then I went on to do Spook, Shameless, Emmerdale. I was in loads of stuff. I had a really, really good run. But the thing is with that industry is it's quite fickle. You know, the jobs can come thick and fast, and I earned some extremely good money that gave me a boost to be able to then move into my own barber shop later down the line. However, I just found that the work tended to dry up when I hit about 22. And you know, with that industry, a lot of the time you don't see, you know, you see your main actors, but you know, the ones who just do bits and parts here and there, they usually have like a bit of a fallback job until they get on something, you know, where they land a main part. So then I had this backup job where I did barbering, and then just realized instantly that I loved it and I had a natural talent for it. I just pursued that, just pursued the acting. All went out the window. I think the last thing that I did was something called Banged Up on Channel 4. And that was, God, I mean, about 2012. That was the last proper thing that I did. But then, like, further in my career within barbering, you know, doing the stage work, it just all falls into place. It's exactly the same. You pass me a microphone, I won't show up.
Do you know what? I mean, obviously we've followed your career over the years, and you know, opening the shops and everything. Looking at your shop at the moment in the background. I mean, that's a completely different look than when you started. You know, you quite like the rustic, you know.
Yeah, I went down the rustic look, and it got absolutely copied to death. Everything was industrial. What you guys have just touched upon then. Me and Luke Dolan did an event in London called Crep City, which is, you know, exclusive, unique trainers like Yeezys and, you know, the Jumpman Jordans and stuff like that. And when I was down there, I'm always looking for inspiration all the time. My camera roll is just full of stuff that I just think is, you know, amazing. And the shop in the background there, a lot of the inspiration is Japanese. It's just, you know, Japanese culture, the neons. And I went over to Asia before I opened the shop, and wanted to feel and experience it myself. You know, a lot of it, the full floor is Japanese slate. And it just has a really cool ambient look. There's not one customer who comes in who doesn't go like, wow. And the one thing that has helped me throughout my career is I am really good with my marketing. Really, really, really good. I know my USP and I know my target audience. So in that shop, go on, sorry, Simon.
Just looking at the slogan behind you, shit happens.
Yeah.
So
shit happens.
It's quite a big slogan that in your shop.
Yes,
permanently there. So
of course, and people say,
tell us, you know, what's the feeling about having that slogan that's there all the time?
Again, controversy. You know, it's a talking point. I've got a high school on my doorstep, and it's a talking point. You know, and if people are talking about it, it brings people in. And I know my target audience is 13 to 25-year-olds. I've got a huge neon sign. That's the Stone Island logo. I have pictures of all Stone Island in there. And if you look, all the skateboards on the ceiling, they're all unique Supreme skateboards. You know, some of them, God, cost a small fortune. But what that does is when people come in, they do my marketing for me. They're pulling Snapchat out, they're pulling Instagram out. You will not understand how many boomerangs people take if the shit happens. It does my marketing for me, and it's queuing out the door, literally queuing out the door. Or the rustic shop, yeah, it was amazing. It's still rustic, the one in Shaw. I've got two, but people flood to the one that I'm in now. People absolutely flood to it, and
I think the shit happens as well. There's a bar in Leeds that might have that on its logo as well, which is really funny.
Neighborhood,
yeah.
Neighborhood,
great cocktail bar.
Yeah, Neighborhood has it. And
the cocktails there, though, are a lot more expensive than Gaz's. So Gaz, if you worked in the neighborhood, literally, mate, you would cane it in. I've been to the neighborhood a few times, and when I've been entertaining people, and you've had like 3 or 4 drinks, and it's like 80, 90 quid. So Gaz's cocktails would have gone really well.
Definitely.
Danny, next question I want to ask you. You've talked to us about your upbringing and how you got into it and your acting and things like that. Before we go into the positive stuff, what's your biggest regret so far that you've done in your career?
My biggest regret in my career has probably been putting other people before myself. I've done that on numerous occasions. And, you know, sometimes within this job, you have to look after number one. And I've given people a leg up, and I've helped boost a lot of people who have been close to me and helped them, you know, with things. And, you know, you just like shit happens, so to speak. So, you know, I now kind of concentrate solely on myself. I've got an amazing team around me, like what the previous lad who you just interviewed. It's like a family. And yeah, just that really. I've been very, very lucky enough to be on the biggest and best stages. I've had a very amazing career, and if it was to stop tomorrow, which hopefully it won't, you know, I can say that I've lived it and I've done it, and it's been amazing.
Do you know what, Danny? You know, obviously we do shows and you've managed stages. Rachel Gould had you on the Modern Barber, you know, numerous times and different things. How important is that to you from your career point of view? You know how people chase awards, getting on stage, everything else. You're a salon owner now as well. You know, you've got to run multiple locations. Obviously, you've got to have a great team behind you to even do that.
Of course.
But how important is that to you now? You know, you're a little bit older.
Yes, of course.
You've grown up a little bit. You've got more than one shop to look after. You've got a family. You've got responsibilities. Yeah. So how important, or was that an actual? Is that something you chased on purpose?
That's an amazing question. I think at the beginning of my career, you get sucked into the Instagram smoke and mirrors, and that isn't barbering. You know, the full lot of Instagram it's just a lie. A lot of it's Photoshop, editing. It's just crap. But then within that, it really helped boost my career, because then you can't start to catch people's attention. What I've found now, being older and wiser and being able to take a step back from the wild person that I was a few years ago, is, you know, without your bread and butter customers in the barber shop coming through the door, you know, they're the ones who pays the mortgage. They're the ones who gets you the car and, you know, to look after and provide for your family. The shows are absolutely amazing, and I've been very blessed to be on all the best ones. You know, the Fellowship, you know, like what Simon said, I've stood on the Wahl stage with competitions, and Rachel Gould had me hosting Modern Barber, which I'm doing again this Salon International, and one in Brighton. You know, Simon's invited me to one at HJ in Manchester. It's been amazing what I've done previously in the past. You know, I've won some nice awards. But does that pay the wages? No. Does it, heck? You know, it is a fantastic thing to do. But it's the shops, and I literally jump out of bed and go to work. It doesn't feel like it's a job. You know, you buy into something that I believe in. Behind me is you're buying into a vision that is mine, and people love it. They come in, we have the football on at the weekend. On each section, we can't do it at the minute, but on each section, we've got Moretti beer pumps where the customer can pour their own beer. It's absolutely genius. It's fully licensed. It's amazing. The people's heads fall off and like, can I actually have a beer? I'm like, mate, just tilt the glass and pour it yourself.
I love it.
Honestly, it is absolutely amazing.
I've never been to your shop, Danny, but I need to come out. Now you've told me, Gary, you'll be desperate as well to get there. Now there's beer Moretti pumps on each styling unit. Yeah. I've definitely got to come out. Danny, I've known you for a long time, mate, and we spent a bit of time together as well. Some highs and some lows, and we you know, always on this. You know, I spoke to Kevin Lunchman sometime, you know, on this show as well. Sometimes we've not seen eye to eye on things. Yeah. But I think you've what I've been really impressed with you is you've really matured, and this interview is showing the maturity in where you've focused. It's not about what you do on stage. It's about your clients, and it's about the business, and it's about that will pay you. The other stuff's the cream on the cake. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say to presenters. You know, Gary, you'll know this as well. Gary, great guy, Gary, and fantastic business guy. And you know, there's so many barbers out there who want to be in Gary's position, where, you know, 5 locations and there's none of them rented, and they own the business, and you can still go out and present as well. Yeah. But Danny, you've got your head screwed on. I've asked you what's your biggest regret in your career, but what's the biggest achievement so far in your career?
I would definitely say 2019 was an amazing year for me, just before everything got locked down. I opened, you know, a second location. I opened an actual women's hair salon, which was in partnership with Sassoon's. Everything was just amazing. And then I won HJ Best in Britain. Everything was just flowing. You know, yes, we did have a setback with lockdown, but I used my time very wisely in lockdown. I learned a complete new trade within video editing. I stepped up my photography skills to where I'm now being asked to do editorial stuff. I'm being asked to do stuff for some amazing companies. I got asked to do stuff for Balmain. It's, you know, for a company like that, you know, when you're speaking to someone, over an email that's based, you know, with one of the world's biggest brands. And, you know, like yourself, when we spoke in the past, it's very nice. It's very humbling for people to approach you when it's just an idea that you've just rolled with. So when we had all these months off, these 4 months, I just used it as wisely as I could and just learn new skills. So definitely the highlights was Salon International 2019, which was amazing. Absolutely.
You can thank me later, but I put you into Balmain with Julie.
You're a diamond, mate, and she's.
I did. I love helping people up, and sometimes you keep it quiet back. But obviously, you've been interviewed tonight, so I've got to say, I did put you into Balmain.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a little one there. Just to say.
This is what I mean. You've always given.
Don't forget, guys. After Danny's interview tonight, we are going to have our live questions as well. So any questions you've got on Callum McDonald from Ruffians, or Danny Robinson's interview tonight, or coming up to our expo that's coming up, and all our social media stuff, we're going to talk a little bit about that afterwards. But any questions, we're going to have live questions straight after Danny's been on tonight. Danny, my last questions I'm going to ask you, we're going to go straight into the quick fire questions with you. Perfect. Just so our audience can pick up a little bit more about Danny Robinson as well, because I think it's you know, Danny, I've known you for a long time, mate. I have known you for a long time, and you know sometimes I'm hard on you.
Yeah,
hard on you.
Yeah,
you know that, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
But I would hope that part of the hardness has helped you in your career to stay where you are, because, mate, your videography, your photographic stuff at the minute is fantastic. It's edgy. It's just like so edgy. And do you know what? I look at where you've come within your career, how you started, and the humble beginnings. And I can remember when you first got through to the Wahl Barber of the Year final, you said to me, "This has changed my career." And I think really that actually propelled you. I'm not just saying this, but I actually think it propelled you to do other stuff. Killian Madison, the Wahl British Barber of the Year, he's spent the last 4 or 5 years with you as well, and I know he speaks so highly of you.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah. I kind of mentored Killian through. He's an amazing guy. We speak all the time. We've got his shops near mine. It's good. It's really nice to have someone else who's in the same industry as you, who you get on with really well, and it's not bitter. You know, there's a lot of barbers who are nice.
You're in a real lot better as well, because you've got Killian Madison, the Wahl Barber of the Year. You've got Danny and Co. But you've also got Alan Beak in your area as well. That it's a real hub.
Oh, it's a hub. It's a proper hub.
Listen, guys, anybody who's watching out there, any clients watching out there, you're so blessed in that area that you can
in Oldham, but you know what that does? You have to keep on top of your game, though, because the competition is there.
Danny and Co. You can go to Amigos, Ruger. All these areas are within 3 or 4 miles of each other. Danny, I'm going to finish off with some quick fire questions, though.
Yep, go for it.
What's your favourite hairdressing show?
Favourite hairdressing show, Salon International by far.
You know what, guys?
And Barbers Arms. Oh, I thought, show! All right, Barbers Arms.
Gary, you'll know. Salon International, when we've asked this question, Salon International's come right at the top of everybody's list. Danny, what's your favourite destination? What's the favourite place you like to
Vietnam.
What's your favourite haircut? What's the favourite one that you love to do?
I've got a signature one, which is like a 3 on the top and a fade on the side, which is just a typical Manchester haircut. And you know what? It's really difficult to do, to get the seamless blend all the way through.
Okay. And what's your favourite music?
Like tech or deep house. Like deep house, or tech.
And if you were working on stage with anybody at Salon International in Vietnam, listen to all this music, who would you love to do that with? Just at the side of you, just Simon one person.
Simon Shaw.
There you go. Sorry, guys.
Good. I tell you what,
guys,
you pay. I know.
Tom Baxter, actually, I changed. Tom Baxter.
Fuck off. Here we go. We've got Danny Robinson in the house from Danny & Co. Great guy, does so well with his career. 3 locations in and around the Oldham and Manchester area. Danny's had a fantastic career, not only in the barbering industry, but also in his acting career as well. Great from humble backgrounds and a great person to be on Barbers tonight. His favourite show is Salon International. He would be doing this all in Vietnam, if he could do. Good to Salon International to Vietnam. His favourite haircut would be the Manchester haircut, which is a fade through the back and sides, and a number 3 on top, which he says is very difficult to do. His music ability will be some techno music, and he's doing all this with myself on stage, which I'd be fucked with the techno music. I'd be fucked with the fade on stage. But I support Danny, and I give him the greatest build-up that he could ever put on stage. Danny Robinson on Barbers Arms for the first time. Danny, you're a great guy, mate.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you over the weekend, but Danny Robinson.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, guys. I really appreciate it. You're a diamond. Thanks,
Danny.
Take care, Simon.
Hey, Danny, it's been great having you on the show. Glad you're on track, and I'm glad everything's going well for you, buddy.
Yeah, perfect. I appreciate that. Same to you guys. Right, thanks, Ty. Thanks, Gary.
Hopefully, we'll see you at Salon International. Tell you what, you're such a fan of you are sometimes.
Why?
God, I tell you, you can't get a weird and edge, right? Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I asked him a simple question. I didn't know. He's not. I spoke to him. I spoke to him on Monday on the production meeting and just said, "You're on this weekend." I didn't say to him, "Oh, prime yourself. If you want to work on stage, who do you want to work on?" It's fucking natural. I'm a fucking superstar. What's wrong with you? Get in with it.
Hey, talking about superstar, have you had a bit of work done this week or what? You're looking very tanned and lined out. And
I've had my beard lined in today, yeah. We've got question time coming up though, Gary, so stop it. I'm looking forward. I am looking forward to the photographs though that you said you've got from a few years ago in Dubai. So I'm looking forward to those photographs.
Yeah.
So question time. Are we ready? I was asked down at Wahl HQ this week, what was your view? So like, I think for me, it's like close the country down. Don't let people out. Don't let people in, because we've got it right at the minute in the UK. And if it means that you're not gonna travel abroad this year to Spain or to wherever you're gonna go, or to Vegas or to America, it's just 1 year. If we're out and we can put the business back into the UK hotels and things like that, and so be it. Let's just try to get the things right here in the UK. And you know, I'm not saying let's forget about everything else that's happening in Europe, but let's just get. You don't want to be on lockdown again. Let's get things right here first, and then we can obviously just make sure our ship's good, and then we can help other people. Gary, great night tonight. Great guest tonight. I thought Carl was fantastic coming from Central London. I thought Danny Robinson was superb as well. Great character coming from Oldham. Great night tonight. Loved it with everybody. As I finish off here, last orders, I just want to say to everybody, have a great weekend. It's going to be really nice weather, apparently. So I went to get some food today, and all the barbecue stuff were out of stock everywhere. So I think everybody's going to have some nice barbecues this week. Do it right, do it safe, and let's just make sure we do everything in the UK right. We're doing it. We've got the vaccinations right. Let's close the borders down. Let's not let anybody out, nobody in. Let's just look after ourselves for the first time. Let's be Great Britons. And I think if we do that, then we've got a great chance of moving forward without any more lockdowns. God bless you all. Have a great weekend. And I'll pass over to Gaz for the finishing words.
Thank you very much, mate. Mr. Mark Walters, yes, they are rosy. I'm not having a heart attack or anything like that. So I think it's just a little bit of sun I've got back in the backyard in between clients today. Everybody else out there, it's great to see it. Lovely to see your comments. We're interacting with us tonight. Thank you so much for watching, as usual, whether you're watching us in the garden, on Saturday, Sunday, wherever you are in the world. We love you. Thank you very much for watching, as usual. Cheers. St. George's Day to the regiment. I love you. Good night.
Guys, we'll see you all next week with Ivan Zoot and Kevin Bawley. See you all next week on episode.
Yeah!